She's gay.
It's your birthday. God bless you this day. You gave me the gift of a little sister, and I'm proud of you today. Lisa, it's your birthday.
Ellie, birthday, Ellie.
Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa.
Yeah, that was a better start. You were more animated.
I know.
To anyone listening, we actually just did record my version of the opening of the show.
Which was really shit.
How dare you? We used Stevie
being
Wonder's
honest.
Happy Birthday.
Dude, this fucking arm is broken.
It is broken, isn't it?
It's so fucked. It's slipping like your face.
The mic.
Whatever.
We'll come to that. Actually, remind me of that story later on in the show. We'll tell the Sophie boob job story.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes, in fact, we are back. It's the episode 47, I
We
think,
are
of the two. We are back again.
You're back again.
It's the 2 Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator films 2 minutes at a time, 5 films at a time. There's a long journey ahead, or I guess we could quit after the next 5 episodes.
I am so excited.
Why are you so excited, Ellie?
Because
Was it your birthday
it
yesterday?
was my birthday the other day.
What did you do for your birthday?
Stuff.
Yeah. Go on.
And some more stuff.
What'd you do?
I went to a couple of exhibitions. One was on like murder and death and stuff, and the other one was on sex. So basically, my 2 favourite things ever.
I see. Not giant suitcases.
That could have been death. And I also got a fucking amazing alien queen model.
Let's give it its proper due. It's the
The
Alien
Deluxe.
Queen Deluxe NECA Alien Queen.
It's so fucking cool. I actually think it weighs more than me.
And you also got the first film, I think, the 8-inch tall alien xenomorph.
I did indeed.
The HR Giga version from the first Alien film with the, I guess, like the jelly kind of like.
You can see kind of
carapace.
more of the skull, can't you?
Yeah.
Although it's now broken.
Although it's now broken because I just tried to pose her action figure and the leg broke off at the hip. A little bit like my mother Beryl. But she's fine.
Now, we have to be nice to Beryl. Remember?
Well, I think I'll buy you another one on eBay now.
No, don't. I'll just see if I can take it back.
I'm happy to buy you another one. You can get them for like 10 quid, and you paid 35. What? Well,
It was a gift.
$50. I get no. You paid like $60 for that alien, and I think that's disgusting.
I didn't pay for it.
It's not the point. It's not
What
the point.
You broke my fucking birthday gift, dude.
I literally moved the leg. I swear to God.
Of course you did.
And the other leg. This I didn't told you this, but
It's
the
all-
other one came out of its peg like that. But
Oh my God, Ethan! What the fuck?
that was.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. Start the show. Hit the music.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
I'll be back.
Oh yes.
God,
I
I've
do
got a fucking
apologise.
legless alien.
Well, I think that leg's meant to come off. I think that's okay to come off because the ball joint here is actually fine. The one here snapped
Fuck.
because you're meant to be able to turn. It turns on the hip and the hip swivels as well, like
Yeah.
a real human man.
It's all that manual labour you've been doing. You don't know your own strength. These are the hands of a working man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the 2 Minute Terminator. If this is the first episode you've listened to, please go back and listen to
Then
previous
what's your
episodes.
fucking problem?
We break down the Terminator films basically 2 minutes at a time,
We do indeed.
and then we discuss it
We do.
for geeks.
But one thing I will have to say,
Is we haven't been saying that at the start of every show, so we've been opening going, so
which is probably why they're getting better.
how's your chlamydia? And then talking for 20 minutes, then going, oh, should we talk about Terminator? And I think we need to kind of rein it back in. We're looking forward to, if we could do it, I don't know. We're at the end now. We can discuss this. What do you think? Should we continue on with the more films?
Definitely, I love it.
What is wrong with you? Do you know how fucking long Terminator 2 is?
Do you
It's
have any
like-
idea how rude that is, Ethan?
To who?
Suggesting that I'm wrong, that there's something wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you. It's just,
You're so fucking rude.
you're not getting Terminator
Why are you
fatigue.
so rude?
When?
What?
When am I rude?
All the fucking time.
I'm only ignoring you now because I'm just checking your mic's working on the sound desk.
Ethan,
Ellie.
who did you see in London yesterday?
Oh well, let me tell you. I'm
I better
sure.
tell you.
I'm sure anyone that looks at the Terminator 2 Minute Terminator Facebook page is aware of this. But I was in Forbidden Planet, which I guess is our large franchise comic book store.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna stop chewing gum. Sorry, listeners. And stick it on your phone. And I bumped into American Werewolf special effects legend, and I guess the only special effects man to win this many Oscars in a row. Six Oscars,
wasn't
no
it?
less. Yeah, Rick Baker.
Rick Baker.
Rick Baker. Rick Baker, of course, is the FX creator. He's done many of John Landis's films. He's even acted in one of his films. He was in Into the Night, one of my favourite films of all time, with Jeff Goldblum. Blum. I should say Bloom. English people say Bloom. Yeah. And Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm not changing that. Kiss my ass. And yeah, he did many of the Cantina aliens in the first Star Wars movie.
Planet of the Apes and
Planet of the Apes,
The
two,
Grinch?
well, the one everyone wants to forget, which isn't actually that bad. Whatever. I'm not that much of an attached Planet of the Apes person.
he did the
Tim
music
Burton
video
version.
for Thriller.
He did the music video for Thriller because Michael Jackson's stories work.
not sexual.
Michael Jackson's stories work in
He thought that's so sexual.
American Psycho, American Werewolf in London. And went, I want to look like that. Yeah. Do you think that's what actually brought the end tip of his nose off? Rick Baker doing like a head cast of him pulling his head out.
He did look a little bit like disgruntled when we were watching that video of him with the plaster cast.
That was
on
good,
his
Michael,
face.
though.
That was good,
When he had
Michael.
like nice skin tone, the hair was good before the Pepsi challenge commercial when he burnt the hole in his head and was on the painkillers.
What?
When he had the first surgery, so they just like narrowed the nose a bit, and he's like good looking, talented Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Before he went crazy, I went, I got vertigo. Were you scared of heights? No, it's my skin.
It's my skin.
My skin, it goes pale. Joe Rogan has it too. Joe Rogan's hair. It's not sexual.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, he's done Ed Wood, Men in Black, the first Star Wars, the Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton version.
He's done a lot. Is
Harry
he,
and the
is he your
Hendersons?
favourite special effects dude?
I think, well, we discussed this the other day, didn't we? I think pound for pound in terms of
Not Winston.
in terms of quality work, I guess he's the best one, and I think the awards speak for themselves.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like memorable characters, that would have to go to Stan Winston, who,
Yeah.
of course, hey, we brought it back to Terminator.
I
Fucking
know.
brilliant. Yeah, he did Aliens, James Cameron. He did
Stuff.
Terminator.
Oh, I thought you were just carrying on.
No, he did James Cameron, of course, designed the Alien Queen, which you got as a gift yesterday.
I did. She's so
And James
beautiful.
Cameron also designed the Terminator designs. He designed all the HKs. And James Cameron, Stan Winston, obviously
Not
brought
David.
them, made them a reality. He did Mighty Joe Young. He did The Grinch, which he won an Oscar for. He did American Werewolf, of course, which he won an Oscar for.
When was American
He did
Werewolf
Harry and the
made?
Hendersons, one of my favourite films about Bigfoot.
Squid
Silence.
squat.
Squid squat. Squid squat.
Squid squatting.
So yeah, an impressive body of work, and he was looking at action figures, no less.
When
Pulp
was
Fiction
American
action
Werewolf made?
figures. 1981.
81. Okay.
And John Landis, who made American Werewolf, of course, when he was doing the werewolf film, he actually wrote it in the late 60s when he was a stuntman. And he was working on a film called Shock, which is about this like ape-like gorilla creature that runs rampant. It's like a schlocky film. It's called Schlock. And John Landis played the gorilla. He was in the suit, and that's how he
Wow.
met Rick Baker. Because Rick Baker, one of Rick Baker, if not
Rick
his,
Baker.
I think his first movie FX job was doing the Monkey Man in Schlock. And that's how he met John Landis. And then, like, at that time, he said, I've got this idea to write a film called American Werewolf in London. And Rick Baker was like, well, if you ever get to do that movie, if we ever make it in this
It's a
business,
fucking awesome movie. I love it.
I want to make...
And that's what MJ saw. Because it's the whole transformation of the human face into the wolf face. And that's obviously what happens in the Thriller video.
Well, what John Landis wanted to do in American Werewolf in London, of course, because up to that point, you'd had, like, the werewolf films and stuff. It was all done in, like, lap dissolve, which is when you take 3 or 4 images of, like, an actor in different types of makeup.
Oh,
And
like
then-
layer it.
And then you fade in between each shot, so you don't cut, but you fade. So if you watch those old films when a guy turns into a wolfman, it goes really fudgy, and then he goes, I've got more hair on me, and I've got even more hair. Oh, they've put fangs in him. So yeah, that's essentially what it was up to that point, done in very like shadow. And Rick Baker,
Schlock, is that the way that Sean Connery would say it?
Schlock, yes. I'm in this new film called Schlock. Don't you mean shock, Sean? No, Schlock, you bastard.
What's your
I'm going to
feeling?
punch your wife for saying
It's the
that.
schlockening.
The thing you're feeling is the is the shockening.
Right.
No, we're still on Rick Baker.
Okay.
Basically, John Landis, but his idea for the werewolf film, of course, to call it American Werewolf in London, But the hook of that was all the transformation was going to be done in camera. No, not really many cuts, and in stark light. So when it's like happens in that like Chelsea living room where it is, I walked past that house by the way.
Oh wow.
You see the werewolf transform before your very eyes in like hard lights. There's no like camera trickery as such, and that's of course when they created a category for special makeup
What's
effects.
the track? They play like a really like happy-go-lucky track when he's transforming. What is it?
Well, all this. Well, I'm gonna say Blue Moon, but every song on the American Werewolf in London soundtrack, apart from the Ira Newborn score, who did Animal House and lots of other comedies, which of course John
Belushi?
No, I was going to say John Lennis did, but that was a lie. It was Ivan Reitman directed it. My apologies.
Apologize.
All the soundtracks have Moon in the title, so it's Blue Moon, but I don't know which version and by who.
Okay.
All I know is.
What's your
movie
favourite
special
werewolf
effects.
movie?
Oh, American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
In terms of being scary and great special effects, it's that. How they did the hair bursting out is they what is it called? It's hair punching, and you have to individually punch each real hair.
Isn't that hair plugs?
Into like a latex sheet, and then on the back you have like cotton. They're all tied to little bits of cotton, and then they pull them through the thing. And when you play it back, and you film it in reverse, when they play it back, it looks like the hair's like growing out.
Amazing.
And
That's
then there was
really
the long
cool.
ears, of course. There was the armature when they took David Norton's head.
And then when his face
and he
elongates,
faced her out,
yeah.
And because of that, they created a special category which has never been done in the Academy Awards for makeup special effects. And the first person to win that, of course, was Rick Baker, who went on to win 6 more Oscars, whose names escape me. They're all called Oscar, but the films, I mean. But I think culminating with The Grinch, Jim Carrey, which in my humble opinion...
Shit. What?
Well, compared to his other work, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a man in a furry suit, and like the face of the Grinch was already kind of pre-molded and set. Not that it's not amazing.
It looked too much like Jim Carrey.
I think he got overlooked for Oscars for other things, and he was given for that. So maybe it was more of a. But then again, he won 6. I don't know. He's fucking amazing. He's the best one ever.
And you met him yesterday.
I met him yesterday.
Didn't you say that he was really shocked when you were like,
Well, he was looking.
"Yo, Dick Baker, I love your work."
He was looking
man."
at Pulp Fiction action figures. I was like, that man looks like Rick Baker. He's got like the same like long hair tied back and like the wizard beard. And I was like, maybe it is Rick Baker. And then the other
Your facial hair and his facial hair are quite similar, actually.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to look like in like 5 years'
The other
time.
part of me thought, it is Rick Baker. And then I went, nah, it can't be Rick Baker. What would Rick Baker be doing in a comic shop in London this summer in the year 2015? He's not a time traveller. Don't know why I even thought that. But then I was just like, maybe it is Rick Baker. And then as he walked past me, I went, hey, Rick Baker. He went, ooh, and looked up at me. And then he walked on, and I thought, I should get a photo with Rick Baker because no one's ever going to believe me. This would just be a story, and I'm mostly full of shit, so no one will believe it. And I went, hang on. I got my camera, and he went, excuse
You
me.
should have got your face signed.
Sorry, Mr. Baker, would it be okay to get a photo with you? He was like, yeah, sure. And then like his friend was with him, took the picture. I'm still talking. And we got a picture together. And I was like, thank you so much, sir. Sorry to have, what was it, bothered you? And he's like, don't worry, man. It's all good. And they walked off, and I walked off.
He meets his fans. He's so good.
I guess he doesn't get recognised that much because he's a behind-the-scenes man. Only like a super movie nerd would recognise him. So
Like you.
yeah, that's why I guess he was shocked.
Maybe he could have sorted you out with some face fillers.
Well, we'll come to that story shortly. We should talk about Terminator.
Yes.
If you've listened for this long, we're going from minute 92 to 94. And that is when we are at the Cyberdyne factory. I'm going to turn it down just while I talk some more because we've got some mailbag as well.
Mailbag.
James writes in, and as I've not got my glasses, you read it.
Okay. So, I don't think that the factory they run into is Cyberdyne. Fact. I only say that because in T2, it looks like the building is in a more suburban area with lots of space around it. The place in this movie doesn't look like it has all the room for a helicopter to buzz around and all the cop cars that get riddled with
He's
bullets.
not an English newsreader.
No, but I am.
Come on.
From Arnie's M134. It just doesn't strike me as that type of building to have all the metal catwalks and machinery that we see. Speaking of the catwalks and the internal metal endoskeleton, I want to talk about the round ball-like heels that the T800 has on its feet. They seem very impractical for a go-anywhere do everything war machine. When we see the feet walking up the metal stairs, it always looked to me that it was a half inch away from slipping off the stair. halfway up the stair.
Well, let's break it up into two things. Basically, James is saying the Cyberdyne factory isn't the one that's in Terminator 2, so he doesn't think the Cyberdyne factory that the climactic battle with the Terminator where he gets crushed.
Basically,
spoilers.
he's turning your point into a moo point.
Well, not really, because
It's moo.
moot.
Moo.
How
It's
is
a
it
moo
moot? How is it a moot point?
point. No, it's a moo point.
How is it a moo point, Ellie?
Because it's insignificant. It's moo.
Well, it's not, is it? Because in Terminator 2, which we will hopefully come to, Miles Dyson says we were given the arm and they said, don't ask any questions, just research it, check it out, see if you can do anything with it, see what research can grow out of this. They had the smashed chip from the Terminator's head.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a robotics factory. There are computers all around. And if Spaulding had listened carefully to the last episode...
Do not cuss out our fucking biggest fan. although there is now competition for like superfan. John Nichols fucking pictures.
Oh, you can't put that on James.
I'm not
maybe
putting,
you can't do
no,
art.
James. Look, listen to me. James is I'm already a big fan of James.
Actually, you know what? Before we
He's-
continue, we should say thank you, John Nichols, for doing those
this
amazing
is what
pictures.
I'm saying. They were fucking awesome. I absolutely love it. I literally want that fucking framed on my bedroom wall. I do. I'm collecting loads of
print it
bits
off.
of like cool bits of art, and I want to have like a wall with just loads of pictures, and I want that. I wanted that.
Yeah, thank you, John. That was really lovely and excellent work. Yeah. Yes. So James's question writing in is he doesn't think this is possibly the Cyberdyne factory. If you had listened, James, to the last episode carefully, I did acknowledge the fact that it may not be the Cyberdyne factory. It doesn't say it's a Cyberdyne factory, and yes, I guess the head office, the headquarters, or the large factory outlet. God, it's like a catalog, ex-catalog store. No. Yeah. Obviously, it's a different building in Terminator 2. A company that big, I imagine, would be multinational, or like a defense contractor would have like buildings and factories all over the country of the good old United States. I would have thought this could be like some subsidiary. I did say that.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it was a good question, but I think we kind of covered it. I personally think it's Cyberdyne.
Okay.
But not,
I think you two should fight it out.
not Cyberdyne. We're not fighting. We love all our listeners. He's lovely.
He's lovely.
He is. he takes an interest
He's
in our
touching
show.
himself, James. He's touching
I'm
his.
scratching my shoulder.
He's
I've
touching
got a
his.
tattoo of who I think James looks like on my arm there. I'm kidding.
He's not.
Just kidding.
Okay, so and then the second point that he's making.
Terminator feet, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's like the toes are like, you know, you make fists with your toes.
Mm.
Like Die Hard. The toe is like that on the floor. It's a Die Hard joke. So the foot's like off the floor. The actual foot is raised off the floor. The toes themselves are kind of like bent and hooked over.
Yeah.
So there's like an
A
inch.
bit like a monkey.
There's an inch difference between the front part of the foot where the toes raise the foot off the floor, and on the back there's this like long stick with a ball on it.
Mm-hmm.
And Spaulding's quite right to think that wouldn't like give you any purchase on stairs or a steering wheel.
Yeah, but I guess that when they send the Terminators back, they send them back covered in flesh and shit and stuff.
That's
So
a
I guess
fair
they
point.
wouldn't think, oh, you know, they're sending a Terminator back against human beings. They're probably thinking that these guys don't really have a chance of getting to any point of the skin being burnt off or
Yeah,
it
but
being
I'm
destroyed.
going to preempt someone writing in now, probably James again, going, yeah, but in the future scenes of Terminator in 2 and the unofficial 3, and in the 4th one, which you haven't seen, they usually, I guess, because it's cost
they're
effective
different
not to put
models
skin
now,
on
aren't
them. I suppose when they do infiltration missions, they got skin on, but most Terminators,
But this
I
is
guess,
a T800. Maybe the feet change later.
that's just the basic combat chassis. No, I think the basic design of the actual Terminator didn't really change much. I think they only changed bits in Terminator 2, I think, with the eyes. And they went more
Just
for
the
like
eyes.
went for less like a tubular camera light lens versus with an aperture on it versus an actual round shaped eye. I could be wrong. Everyone listening, check that and tell me if the Terminator eyes changed.
Also, check out the toys that you can buy in Forbidden Planet of the Terminator. They're really fucking cool. You were showing me some of those pictures, weren't you? With the like.
Well, you don't like
eye
them.
and-
It's the NECA, same company that makes the Alien toys, the breakable Alien fucking toys. Yeah, the 8-bit Terminators. I think they're really cool because they got like that cartoony 8-bit paint on them, so they look like kind of retro.
They're all right.
Yeah, they're not like they're great, but my only qualm with the Terminator toys generally is because they can't really replicate chrome that well on plastic, or a toy at least. So they just paint them silver. So therefore, whichever Terminator you get, they're never going to be like movie replica.
Well, you could paint it yourself.
This is true.
Seeing as you wanted to do special effects and shit.
Chroming.
Chroming.
I did want to do special effects. It was my childhood dream. And Rick Baker was the first person that made me think of doing that. So it was odd to meet him because it just made me go...
Did it make your penis tingle a little bit?
No, he just made me go, you failed, Ethan. You
failed.
This was your dream.
Sold out, man.
This is the man that gave you your dream. And you blew it. I was like De Niro in Copland with Stallone. I gave you a chance to be a real cop, and you blew it! So, yeah.
So where do we start? The 2 minutes?
We are going from the 92-minute mark, which is 1 hour 32 minutes in to 1 hour 34 minutes in, the 2-minute gap bridging.
Okay,
basically.
I have a question.
Yes.
I can kind of understand why all the machinery moving around would confuse the Terminator, but Kyle says he won't be able to track us. But yet, throughout the rest of the film, there's lots of things moving around.
Maybe that's Carl's way of saying hear us.
Tracking. I would... I mean, how do Terminators hear? They haven't got ears. They can see, because it's like...
Well, a phone doesn't have an ear, but you can hear, and it can hear you.
Yeah, no, but there's like holes in it.
Well, he's got lots of little holes on the side of his head, hasn't he?
You just keep chewing the same piece of gum,
Tell
and
you
then...
what, I'll put it behind my ear. You never done that?
Never.
Oh, I've used to do that a lot. Chewing a piece of gum, you put it behind your ear.
You learn everything from the fucking movies, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, so why would that necessarily stop the Terminator from being able to track? Because obviously he can tell the difference between a human and a piece of machinery.
Well, I assume. Oh, Spaldner. Right. He's in trouble now. Watch this. James writes in. GMF Robotics. That's what it... There's a machine, and if you want to pick it out, super fans, 1 hour 32 minutes and 33 seconds in, I freeze-framed on an image of a machine when Carl's like pulling switches and stuff, so the Terminator can't track it. Pressing switches. Just pull them out, doesn't matter. It says GMF Robotics. Now, I'm not sure if that's the machine, the brand of the machine it is, or it's the actual factory, but it is a robotics factory.
Let me have a look and see if I can find up anything on GMF Robotics. Keep talking.
Keep talking. Oh my god, I feel some dead air. Yeah, no, it is. I'm pretty sure this is a robotics factory. Maybe GMF Robotics in the universe of Terminator became Cyberdyne, or it merged with another company, which is we do have. Merge. That's what I think, anyway. Now we're just having some dead air.
Yeah, because I told you I'm looking for something.
All right, well, let's go to the John Nichols mailbag. Thank you, John, once again for doing the lovely artwork. Oh, by the way, did you listen to the last episode? Because he asked for the full-length version of I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Right.
This can fuck off. Sorry. Do keep talking.
No, he asked us if you'd seen the film Stone Cold, which is a Lance Henriksen film.
No? What is that?
It's a biker movie from 1991. It's essentially like Point Break. Brian Bosworth, an American football player, was trying to get an acting career together, and they put him in a film called Stone Cold, a vehicle they created for him, and Lance Henriksen was the main bad guy. It's quite fun.
Okay.
It's got William Peterson in, Lance Henriksen. John just asked us if we'd seen it or to mention it on the show to anyone that was listening. So yeah, Stone Cold. You can find it on YouTube. If you can't find it on YouTube in 10 different parts, it is there, but it's like the quality's crap. It's on Putlocker.
GMF Robotics Lab at 100% speed.
Oh yeah, GMF is a real place. How amazing is that? And that's 2010, so that's 26 years after the Terminator.
Robot.
Right.
Yeah, just type in GMF Robotics Lab.
Turn it down.
Sorry.
Well, that's
Google.
good. So GMF Robotics is an actual place. So GMF Robotics must be where they shot it.
Exactly.
Amazing. Terminator trivia.
And we've got, so that's actually, yeah, so it would have used all the actual machinery that they would have had in the movie.
So,
James. And they're actually getting it to write robot.
Yeah, but it is pre-done for it.
All right, fucking hell.
Stupid robot.
Have some belief, man. Fun facts about FANUC Robotics.
Yeah, so it is a robotics factory. So I guess in the movie
Detroit.
universe, one could argue that the Terminator
It's in Detroit,
factory
apparently.
is real in that universe, and it becomes Cyberdyne, or is Cyberdyne in this, and that machine is bought or used from a company called GMF Robotics, or maybe there's a company
Actually,
merger.
I think the GMF Robotics is actually the model of that.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
Piece
so
of
they
machinery.
make machines that make machines.
GMF model is a 6-axis articulated arm electronic servo-driven robot.
Okay, so there we go. Those mechanical arms building stuff in the factory in Terminator are made by GMF Robotics.
Check it out.
I'd like to think in the movie universe this is Cyberdyne. It's obvious.
It's like kind of futuristic Pee Wee Herman getting my breakfast ready.
It is. Paul Rubin should run and go, ha!
Good morning, Mr. Breakfast.
Large Marge sent me. Paging Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman.
Yeah, so here we have the GMF, the
GMF.
Terminators.
Genetically modified robots.
GMO, you fucking idiot. So we've got a confused Terminator. I
just wearing a dress. Right, tracking, Ellie. You asked tracking questions.
Yeah. Why would all that stop him from being able to locate where the humans are?
Well,
They must have heat sensors and shit like
no,
that.
well, he can scan things, he can hear things. We know that much because even in the new Terminator film, he's like scanning
that
stuff.
just looks so fucking scary, man.
It does.
See, nowadays,
Even though it's
with all the
stop motion.
CGI, yeah, it's just really, it's the jaunty movement.
It
just,
adds to the roboticness, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah. I fucking love it. It's so good. It used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, well, the other thing we said is this could be the factory that Laverne and Shirley used to work in. Doing it our way.
And you just showed, what's it called? Wayne's World, where they're in a...
Well, they were doing a pastiche of the intro to the Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, is that what that is?
It's a TV show from the 70s. There were characters basically in Happy Days. They got their own spin-offs.
These days are
ours. Yeah. I think there was a couple of Happy Days spin-off shows actually, but I know Laverne
that
and
was
Shirley
my first
was one.
sexual awakening thing. I think I've spoken about that before.
No, what?
My first sexual awakening was
here we go.
the Fonz. I remember being like, "Wow, he's pretty cool," and being like, "What is this? I feel unclean."
When the Terminator enters the factory and he busts through the door and he puts his arm through to like pull the latch, that's when they switch to the Stan Winston puppet, which sits atop of the shoulders of a puppeteer. So that puppet's about 8 feet tall.
They have them on these metal like plinths, don't they? And they move them along.
And he's got it's almost like a rod puppet. That's the the stop motion again. Still looks good though.
Also, why is he dragging his leg along?
Oh God, you weren't. Well, you were there because we recapped the 2 minutes I did last weekend, and I apologise to any listeners who were expecting an episode yesterday, but we were out partying to kiss my ass. It's free content. What do you want? When you get
consistent show.
well, I recovered the 4 minutes that I did with my mother with you, but you weren't paying attention. When he gets hit by the truck driven by David Hyde Pierce from Frasier.
Oh, it drags his leg. Yep.
His leg bends, and almost like this alien toy you bought the other day for your birthday, which I just broke the leg off. At the hip, his leg goes and snaps. And that's why he's got the limp now, essentially.
Can't believe you broke my birthday present, man.
I didn't do it on purpose, I swear to God. And I'm happy to buy you another one.
I think it's called manslaughter when that happens.
I'm just shocked it did it.
I'm
I
shocked.
know they're quite, some of them are quite flimsy, but this bad boy, he does everything.
The dog, yeah.
The dog one.
Dog alien.
If you're going to buy an alien toy, and even
Get
though
the dog.
I'm not that fond of the design, the Alien 3 dog alien by NECA is pretty awesome.
Well, he was my favourite.
But
until
yeah,
the Queen
$50
came
for an
along.
action figure. It's the cinema store, man. They rip you off.
I do love that shop though.
It's a cool shop, just don't buy with them. See things you like and then get them online from the US.
But I like going in and coming out of the bag.
Just ask for an empty bag.
Sounds...
You're left with your mother. Oh! See, I avenged you, Beryl. I went after Ellie's mother.
What, Forest Pride?
Yeah. For those that don't know, basically we did an episode, was it Monday?
Yeah.
And we talked about Beryl on the show, and my mother wasn't pleased with Ellie's comments, however fairly innocent, about her on the show.
Soz, not Soz Barrel.
So I was going to issue a formal apology from Ellie there.
No, I am sorry. It's all in good jest.
It's all in good jest, Sean. I'm just kidding too.
Yeah, but
Look.
you can because you're her son. So
Yeah. We love you, Beryl. And Ellie doesn't answer. Anyway, on with the Terminator. Is there anything you'd like to add to this scene? We've talked about Rick Baker, James Spaldner's bag, Mailbag, and John Nichols' beautiful artwork.
We spoke about GMF robotics.
Mm-hmm.
These things are pretty cool.
Well, do you think we've settled that argument? Who do you think's right? Do you think Spaldner's got a fair question that it's not the Cyberdyne factory because it's not the same building that's in the second one, or could this be a subsidiary or another company associated with Cyberdyne, or just another smaller Cyberdyne factory?
I don't think it's Cyberdyne, no.
You don't think so?
No.
But how did Cyberdyne get the parts of the Terminator then?
Because it's a movie.
We
and
were
it's
given this.
And it's Terminator. It's so inconsistent.
Joe Morton in Terminator 2 says, who plays Mr. Cyberdyne, Miles Dyson, he says we were given the arm and this chip, and they said, don't ask any questions, just,
Ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies.
Yeah, keep it on the down low and just start researching this thing. Back engineer it, find out how it works. A little bit like the alleged aliens in Area 51 by Bob Lazar, who has that remarkably detailed story about working on alien technology in 1991.
You put a good point, but I just don't think it is.
Well, a company as big as Cyberdyne, you'd imagine, would have... I guess Cyberdyne is like Lockheed, which is like they make the stealth bombers and stuff, and everything's top secret, and they develop like...
Lockheed and bombs. Sounds quite...
Yeah, Lockheed stealth bomber. Weirdly run by a guy called Ben Rich, who died, I think, in the mid-90s. But in 1992, he was at this press conference. He said, we already have the technology to take E.T. home.
Watching that Terminator arm come through the wall.
Looks like it's
come
not
through
part
the
of
door.
that puppet.
No, it looks like...
Someone's just got the arm doing that random.
No, it looks like the spider bursting out of the... out of the banana skin that I showed you earlier.
Oh, God. Go on YouTube or actually Google video and just type in spider bursting out of banana.
Oh, my
creepy.
God. It's so
like
fucking
Alien.
creepy. It is.
It's like the dog alien
like
in
the
Alien
face
3
hugger.
when it breaks out of the
But the way
dog,
he pushed his arm through the door there, it kind of looked like that.
when those two arms went...
Yeah. Oh!
Do you not like spiders, Ellie?
It's like... Huh?
Do you not like spiders?
Oh, I'm fine with spiders. You're
All
worse.
spiders?
All spiders.
No,
I mean, the only spider that would actually kind of make me go, ooh, would be like a fucking massive tarantula. And
See,
that's because they've got like hair on them.
I
and
can
they are
handle
quite
a tarantula.
big.
I think the weird one, because like the one that came out of that banana, it's the wolf spider or the recluse spider or the house spider in this country. Brown recluse spider. They've just got that kind of, they've got like those really long alien-like legs, and they've got like clear legs with like
Bit of feedback there.
those hairs on.
Yeah.
Ugh, no, and they just look the most evil of the things, and they've got like that pattern on the back.
But they're so fucking small, dude. You could kill it with a sneeze.
No, I've seen some huge house spiders in my time.
I love that you're scared of spiders.
I'm not scared of spiders. If we went to like a reptile house or a snake thing at a zoo, and there
Yeah,
was
but
a
that's
guy...
because it's in a fucking cage.
No, but somebody who worked there, and they sometimes go, "Oh, I've got a tarantula. You want to put a
behind
tarantula on your
glass?
shoulder? I can have a tarantula on me. I'll be okay, I think."
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But a house spider.
I think we should
ooh.
test this. What do you think, peeps?
Well, it's an audio podcast, so I don't know. What about this?
We can make a video.
Yeah, we could.
Or just do an audio recording of you with the spider on you.
So, Ellie,
Yes.
another episode with low energy, and we've gone around the houses and talked about anything but the show, which we need to correct. You know what? I'm trepidatious to do the second film, but also excited because it is legitimately a good film, not just a good Terminator
So
film.
why would you be unsure about it?
Because the difficulty of putting this show on, switching a mic on and talking about it is easy. That's the fun part, and it's nice that people enjoy and listen to the show. We have got a few fans.
Yeah.
But like, we live like hundreds of miles away from each other, so we have to record these things in a block, and then do them again. Like trying to get Joe back, but he's like in between houses at the moment, so he's trying hard to pin down. So. Yeah, Terminator 2 is a long-ass film. This is like an hour and 30, 40 minutes.
Well, maybe we should take the...
Terminator 2 is 2.5
Maybe we should
hours.
take the advice of your mum and do 4 minutes.
No, because I like doing the 2 minutes.
Well, then shut the fuck up and we're doing the second movie.
We have barely enough trouble focusing on the 2 minutes that we have anyway.
Yeah, but also we've had feedback saying that the bullshit that we talk in between is entertaining, so I don't see what the problem is.
I know. I just think similar podcasts talk more about the subjects that they're named after.
Yeah, but that's their podcast.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Ellie.
You don't have to fit into a mould. Be yourself, Ethan.
She makes me
Was there anything else you wanted to add?
You know what? While we're talking...
What's with the red lighting?
While we are on
What's with the red spotlight?
what do you mean?
There's no other red lighting. When they're by that door, all of a sudden there's like red light being shone down onto their heads. Where's that red light coming from?
It could be an emergency light. You sometimes have red lights in buildings just so you can light things, but it still remains kind of dark.
No, I don't know. I think it's for dramatic effect.
You think so?
Yeah, just something I noticed.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah, I do apologise, listeners, but like weirdly in the Terminator, despite being an action sci-fi film, very little actually happens in it. It's quite a mood piece.
It is something I have actually discovered since watching it in this kind of detail.
There's not a lot of dialogue,
No.
which I guess is a testament to the quality of the film, because like it is like, you know.
Well, it's the way it's shot, isn't it?
And I also think
and
some of the action as well, the
effects.
action parts of it, like it's James Cameron's first film, obviously, so he hasn't got the huge budget, so the action scenes are quite
And
obviously
also Kyle,
tame
he
and
has
dialed
like
back.
he has all this energy, he does all this shit, and then he just. Oh my god, dude! Did you not look at his face? He looks like he's coming.
That's the freeze frame.
All
Oh
of a
my
sudden, it
God.
looks like he's just been injected with liquid ketamine.
The only thing is with this picture, I don't think it'll fit onto SoundCloud, so we'll just get the middle of
my
it and we'll miss
God.
him going, oh,
I'm Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
That's what's going through his head right now. That's amazing. That's so good.
That is amazing.
He kind of looks like a zombie.
He does.
He does.
He does.
Because of the wonderful things he does.
So yeah, we are literally in the last leg of this.
Fuck, man.
We are at 1 hour 34 minutes. I think there's about I think we've got 6 episodes left before we finish.
Is there any one ending to this? Or is there more than one?
Well, it's going to take a bit of time to set up Terminator 2 anyway as a show, because for those that don't know, I had to literally watch the Terminator first film and like literally log
Oh my
every
god,
2
yeah.
minutes
How many hours
what
did
was
that
happening at
take
the
you?
start and what was happening at the end of every scene, and put a time code on each one.
And that was in the very beginning,
Yeah.
when you really wanted to do this.
No, I love doing this. This is the whole point. It gives you mic practice.
It's your
and
highlight of the week.
I wouldn't go that far. It's taking a shit.
Actually, there's been no windy pops on this particular episode.
Anyway, more mailbag. I haven't douched. More mailbag.
Go for it.
John Nichols again writes in.
Mm-hmm. Is this
And
recent? or?
in a mirror of the film, possibly the second film, which Terminator is Spaldner and which Terminator is John Nichols?
Oh my god. I think Spaldner would be...
The dependable T800.
Yeah, I think he'd be the father figure.
John Nichols is the slick T1000.
Yeah. Plus, because like the father figure, he's kind of like the older one, isn't he? So Spaldner was like our original fan.
Spaldner is of undeterminate age. John Nichols, I think, is around 40.
All right, we don't talk
42.
people's ages, Ethan.
Never speak a lady's age. Sorry, John.
Yeah, no, I think John Nichols would be the slick T1000,
Okay.
and Spaldner will be the.
Let's hope they're happy with that. Start getting hate mail again.
I love the hate mail.
I'm not going to kill myself, Ethan. I've never thought of driving off a bridge. And if I did, fuck your stupid Arthur and Merlin film.
No, we like it. Kid's got spunk. Seamus around his mouth and asshole.
Oh, Ellie. You just lowered the tone completely. This might be someone's first Terminator episode and you just put them
It's
off all
not.
the episodes.
Why would they start here?
Well, because this week we're going to ask Bernie if we can rustle up some stickers, and until I get paid I'm going to ask you to lend me the money to get the stickers printed up, and then I'm going to pay you back on the 1st of July,
With my alien model.
and then I'm going to carpet bomb every tube station in London with the Terminator podcast, and we're going to try and get 4 listeners.
Dude, you should dress up as the Terminator when you do it.
How are you?
You should run around London in the
Why
leather
don't you
jacket.
do it?
Okay.
Okay. Damn, she got me there. No, John Nichols wrote in before we went down the Terminator road. You know what? We'll save it for the next show.
Ooh, a little
cliffhanger. Thanks for listening,
Now
guys.
fuck off.
We'll be back with episode 47, which is minutes 94 to 96.
We'll be back.
And that's more Kyle and Sarah sneaking around a factory.
Yay.
Yay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Sneaky. Or it might
Hasta la vista.
It might be possibly 48, because Beryl was meant to be a bonus episode, but I numbered her episodes, which threw the timeline, almost like in the movies, out of whack slightly. But we'll get to that in the next episode.
You incompetent. Boop.
Hasta la. Boop.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm stupid in my head.